Dan Rafael, the perfect person to do that, our ESPN boxing senior writer. And Dan, as we approach the deadline for this deal, the fight was off. Something changed. What was that?
Well, you're right, Sage. The fight was off at 3 o'clock Eastern time. 5 minutes after 3, Oscar De La Hoya, the Golden Boy Promotions CEO and Canelo Alvarez's promoter, called me on the phone and said, fight's done, 100% off. I pressed him because deadlines in boxing are fluid like the water that they drink in the corner between rounds. And I said, listen, what if they call you in 5 minutes or in an hour or tomorrow? He said, no, the deal's done. We're not doing this fight. We're moving on to try to make a deal with Daniel Jacobs, another top middleweight, and it was over. As it turns out, while Oscar was on the telephone with me, the president of his company, Eric Gomez, was trying to reach him to tell him that they had come up with what they called a Hail Mary possibility to make this deal that they were going to then present to Gennady Golovkin's team. And so as Eric Gomez told me when the fight was finally agreed to and it was good to go, he said, look, we threw a Hail Mary and it was caught. Now, they don't want to get into the details of what that Hail Mary was, but I am told that it had something to do with the folks at the MGM Grand, which is the company that owns the T-Mobile Arena and the host casino of this fight. They got involved, and somehow, some way, they got this thing across the finish line. But there will be a rematch on September 15th.
Unbelievable. And September 15th, the day, here's the thing, until that day comes and everything begins, that's the only time I think everybody will believe it. What makes you believe, Dan, that this will happen this time?
Oh, this is done. I mean, I've been down this road with fights 1,000 times, and when both sides tell you it's good to go, I talk to both sides, Tom Lawler, Triple G's promoter, Eric Gomez, the president of Golden Boy. They say they're done. They say they have an agreement. And look, they both wanted to make the fight. They just had to figure out a way to get to a point where both sides could say yes and be okay with the deal. And they found that today with whatever that Hail Mary situation was. And so they are doing this fight, and it will happen. And the main reason is because, without question, it's the biggest money either side can make. Gennady Golovkin is looking at a payday probably north of $40 million. Canelo Alvarez is looking at a payday probably north of $50 million. So, you know, other than that, every other fight they could take would be far, far, far less money than that. So they figured out a way to work it out, and this fight will take place. They have to get the paperwork signed, but everybody's on board, and the fight's good to go.
I cannot wait for you to tell us what that Hail Mary was. I know that you will be investigating. Dan Rafael, thank you once again. Canelo Alvarez, Triple G, back on September 15th.